Hi students. I thought I would try something new today. I haven't done too many videos. I haven't found them all that effective, but I'm thinking that we might need it in this course, so I'm going to try it. We've been having a lot of trouble with thesis sentences, so I thought I would go over some quick notes, almost like it was a lecture in class, and hopefully this will help clear up some of the problems with the thesis sentences. Now you're viewing this video after you've read all the content in this to the new module that opened today. So hopefully it'll make a lot more sense after you've read everything. Okay, what we want to work on is thesis sentences, and what I'm showing you here on the screen is actually something that I used in another class who are also writing a comparison contrast essay, which is what essay 1 was supposed to be, when fiction becomes fact. And as you can see up here, they also were having difficulty writing thesis sentences. Again, this is a very common area that students have problems. So for us to have to back up and go over it a couple times, that's kind of normal. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. So in their case, they were writing essay 3, and it's a comparison contrast essay. That means you must discuss both similarities and differences. Since you're not writing a book, since you can come up with 3 to 4 key similarities and differences, that would be fine, which was basically the same for y'all with your essay 1. Both of these concepts must be mentioned in the thesis. How will readers know that this is a comparison contrast essay if these two words or some kind of synonyms are not in the thesis? Okay, so they had to be there. 3 or 4 key reasons must be mentioned in the thesis as well. Again, the job of a thesis is to tell the audience what will specifically be discussed in the essay. So giving them the compare and contrast is only half the job. The key details are the other. Okay, so please see examples below for help. So basically, I broke this down. Okay, you see here the thesis sentence. And you'll see here the contrasts are in yellow. The comparisons are in blue, because remember we had to mention both of those. And then the very specific details are given in the thesis as well, and those are in green. Okay, so they were writing their essay on COVID. And what they were doing was doing a comparison contrast to the information that we were getting as Americans in the beginning of the pandemic as opposed to what we're getting now. And so what they had to do is pick out some very specific details to compare and contrast to what the information they got at the beginning as opposed to the information we get now. So this thesis says, medical information about COVID-19, specifically regarding the spread of the virus, various treatments, and current preventative measures share some similarities, but are also very different in some respects. Okay, so let's go through here. Medical information about COVID, specifically regarding the spread of the virus, you'll see there that's a specific detail. Current preventative measures, that's another specific detail. Share some similarities, so there's the mention of the similarities that are going to be discussed, but are also very different in some respects, so those are the differences. You'll see there that this thesis is sort of formulaic, okay? It tells the reader what they're going to be reading about, which is generally medical information about COVID. The 3 point, in this case, it's got three points regarding the spread of the virus, various treatments, and current preventative measures. Those are all the 3 specific points. The writer tells them that we're going to talk about similarities and then also differences. Okay? All right, so that's kind of what I was looking for your theses as well, as well for essay 1. Okay, let's look at a different one, or a couple different ones. In the United States, under the guidelines of social distancing, schools, public spaces, and medical facilities have changed dramatically when compared to life pre-COVID. Okay? So, in the United States, that's a where. Under the guidelines of social distancing, that's a what. The 3 specific details about the what, which are schools, public spaces, medical facilities, have changed dramatically. You'll see that that's a contrast, okay? So we go back up here. Contrasts are in yellow. When compared to life pre-COVID, compared is obviously comparison, a similarity. So this is a little bit different order, but it still says the same things. You'll see there again that it answers several of the who, what, where, when, why, and how questions, the 6 questions. So we got a where, we got a what, we got 3 specifics about a what, we got a how it's changed dramatically when compared to life in, pre-COVID. So we got 3 really solid 6 questions answered here. So that's a pretty good thesis. Okay, let's look at this one. The 2020 COVID-19 virus has impacted the American economy in negative and positive ways, such as stock market declines, face mask protection, and multiple industry setbacks. Okay, the 2020, this is when COVID-19, what virus, has impacted. How has it impacted? Negatively, positively. Here's the 3. Market declines, face mask production, multiple industry setbacks. Okay, so again, a good solid thesis answers 3 to 4 of the 6 questions. Okay, if it only answers 2, it's probably too brief and too vague, leaves your reader with more questions than answers, which is not good. And then anything that answers more than 4, you're starting to go over into run-on sentence territory, so you don't want to do that either. So a good 3 to 4 of the 6 questions are answered. Okay, so let's go back here and look at these again. I didn't do the 6 questions here, but we can. Medical information about COVID. Okay, that's a what. And then we have 3 little whats. The spread of the virus, various treatments, and current preventative measures. The various treatments here should be highlighted in green, but it's not. Okay, but we have 3 points. How they share similarities, how they are very different in some respects. So we have lots of whats and 2 hows. Okay, that's a pretty good thesis sentence. The only thing that could have maybe perhaps made this better is if they had put either a location, which in this case was the United States, or if they had put in a date. Okay, that would have made this thesis sentence even better, but right now it's pretty good. Okay, so we go here and we'll see that this one is set up similarly, but they did include another detail in here that makes this thesis actually even stronger than this one. Okay, but this is the where. Okay, guidelines of social distancing is a what. Where specifically or what specifically are they talking about as far as social distancing? Schools, public spaces, medical facilities, how they have changed dramatically when compared to life pre-COVID. So that actually answers 3 very solid of the 6 questions. Where, these are the whats, and these are the hows. Okay, let's go here and look at this one. This one is a little bit different. Well, this has a lot of really good ones in it. It has a when. Okay, this is part of the what. Who, this is a who. Americans. American economy. Okay, we're talking American economy. It's not Americans, but American economy. Okay, so that's a what. Okay, but this is a where detail, so that's good. So far we've got a when, where, more specifically a what, how, negative, positive. How, negative, positive? Stock market declines, face mass production, multiple industry setbacks. Okay, so see how this works? A good thesis answers 3 to 4 of the 6 questions. You should literally be able to go through your thesis and underline, okay, here's a who, here's a what, here's a when, here's a how. Again, only 3 to 4 of the 6 questions. Any less than 3, it's too vague, and it'll leave your reader with more questions than answers, which is what we don't want. And anything more than 4, you're starting to go over into run-on sentence territory, which is not good. Okay? So, hopefully now that you've seen these and I've sort of talked you through these, when you go to do the assignment, again, about identifying the 6 questions in a thesis sentence, it'll make more sense to you. If not, of course, contact me with any questions. Thank you.